So my next story gets right to this question of the importance of who's going to be in charge uh, after the next election. So presidential hopeful Elizabeth Warren just came out with a public lands plan. And it's not so much of a plan as so much of it is like a mini Green New Deal, where she says on day one she's going to institute a total moratorium on new federal oil and gas leases, and instead focus on using public lands for, among other things, building new renewable energy projects on public lands. And part of what I found interesting is she had a whole big essay or diatribe defending this. And she says, today, those lands are under threat. The Trump administration is busy selling off our public lands to the oil, gas, and coal industries for pennies on the dollar, expanding fossil fuel extraction that destroys pristine sites across the country while pouring an accelerant on our climate crisis. And there's just this idea, like the way that, and she's not unique in this, but portraying it as if there's these companies doing something like renegades and reaping a bunch of rewards. And it just completely leaves out the fact that they're creating a product that we choose and that we benefit from. And that if we did not choose to use and benefit from their product, then there wouldn't be all these profits. And leaving out that crucial part of the narrative, like that is something you'd have to incorporate in any actual assessment of, is their use of public lands a valuable use, and and more broadly, is what they're doing good? But it's just they're portrayed as these renegade people stomping all over us, and that way that the people who want to shut them down through the wave of a pen um, don't have to actually account for what will that do to our standard of living. Because what will actually happen in most of these places, public land sounds really nice, but I mean, most of this is barren land that nobody uses for anything, and that's actually being turned into an incredibly productive use. And her contribution is to say, no, we're going to shut that down and not even talk about the costs.
Yeah, there's some line in Atlas Shrugged that I wish I could remember exactly, but it talks about how despoiling ability is the motivation of certain kinds of moral codes. You just think about like Elizabeth Warren, how much has she benefited in her life, including just being alive this long, from oil, gas, coal, and then how much is she using it now? And she is choosing to do that. She could go live in a poor country or choose not to live, but certainly she could live a destitute life, which is what living without fossil fuels has meant historically for most people, and would still mean today for most people. But no, she wants all the benefits of that the industry provides today, and then also all the benefits and the status of claiming that she's going to be the one to replace the industry. And there seems to be no worry whatsoever about, hey, what if I'm wrong? What if these plans don't work? I just be I might even vote for someone if they just expressed a moment of concern that maybe their plan wouldn't work, and thus outlawing something that plays such a major role in our life might be very, very reckless.